Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. If you always watch our channel, you may know that the news of Chinese chip and US ban. With the continuous upgrading of chip rules, American companies cannot freely supply high-end chips, and Chinese companies are gradually falling into the dilemma of shortage of chips. In order to effectively solve the problem, Huawei has effectively united high-quality, domestic companies and launched the entire semiconductor industry. Chain layout. At present, the research and development of chips in China is mainly divided into two steps. One is to insist on breakthroughs in silicon-based chip technology, and to break through the technological blockades of Europe and the United States one by one with independent mature process production capacity as the entry point. The second is a new technological direction, similar to stacking technology, photonic chips, superconducting quantum chips, etc., are all trying to avoid EUV lithography. At present, Huawei already has many core patents in these technologies, and has led the advancement of the project very well. Once the technology is commercialized in the future, Huawei's right to speak in this field will be as important as it is in the 5G field. Driven by Huawei Next, the wind of self-developed chips has also completely blown up. Ali's Etienne and Hanguang, Huawei's Kirin, Kuanping, and Baron, Ziguang Zhanrui's Huban, Tangular, OPPO's Mariana, and other series chips are all top representatives in China. Under the accelerated research and development of Chinese companies, the country has realized the autonomy of radio frequency chips, screen driver chips, battery management chips, NPU chips and other products. Huawei Mate 50 has made all replaceable parts localized, which has also made domestic companies willing to use domestic chips. According to data, as of November this year, Chinese companies have cut orders for more than 84 billion chips. Foreign media bluntly stated, medicine can no longer sell, and Chinese chips are on the rise. American chips can't be sold anymore. In just 11 months, more than 84 billion chips were ordered, which directly reflects the rising utilization rate of domestic chips, and all of this is a chain reaction caused by chip restrictions. High-end chips cannot freely after acquisition. Chinese companies are naturally worried that some mid to low-end chips will also be restricted, and independent research and development is the only way to solve the problem. According to international statistics, for every 20 semiconductor companies registered in the world, 19 will come from China. Faced with such a difficult outlet, there will naturally be many companies trying to subsidize fishing in troubled waters, but at least one point has been confirmed. With the high degree of support from the state, the development of China's semiconductor industry has made substantial progress. As far as domestic mobile phone manufacturers are concerned, it is undeniable that they can occupy the top 10 positions in global shipments, thanks to the contributions of Google Android and Qualcomm Snapdragon chips. Even Huawei was highly dependent on these two US companies before, but in related after the restriction was launched, all American companies were restricted from cooperating with Chinese companies, and the Kirin chip launched by Huawei took advantage of the trend, which directly made the United States feel the crisis. Under the upgrade of chip rules, TSMC was forced to suspend its cooperation with Huawei, and Huawei's chip supply channels were cut off. Although Qualcomm subsequently resumed the supply of high-end chips, it was only limited to the 4G level. He paid a heavy price for breaking his confession. Qualcomm originally completely monopolized the Chinese mobile phone chip market, but after cutting off the supply to Huawei, it aroused the fear of many domestic manufacturers, fearing that one day they would repeat the same mistakes. So they imported MediaTek chips, and MediaTek lived up to expectations and became the #1 chip shipment in the world. The company has successfully replaced Qualcomm's position. And such examples are no longer rare. Intel, Nvidia, AMD, and other companies have successively experienced chip inventory crises. The reason is that they cannot ship high-end chips to Chinese companies. If the chip restrictions are not lifted, from the third quarter to it will face losses in the future, and this also gives opportunities for domestic chips. Domestic chips are on the rise. TSMC's 3 nanometers production capacity was rejected, and the utilization rate of 7 nanometers production capacity was less than 50%. The incentives directly pointed to the cut orders of American chip manufacturers, and the chips could not be sold at a discount. The reason was that after the Chinese market was restricted from shipments, global there is no alternative market to be found. In view of the changes in the chip downstream market, foreign media have also directly looked down on microchip. At present, the domestic chip industry in the United States is facing the same dilemma as China. It only engages in chip R&D and design, and fails to complete the matching of chip manufacturing processes. It has released danger signal. Fortunately, the United States has the blessing of core patents to maintain its position in the upstream industry chain of chips. However, with the continuous upgrading of chip regulations, this remaining advantage has gradually faded, and the global supply system has collapsed. The worst losses must be American companies. With the rise of emerging industries such as smart cars, AI, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, mature technology will be able to meet at least 90% of the demand in the next few years. Independence is enough to maintain the development of domestic science and technology. What do you think of this? Thank you.